Hey, what's going on, guys? What is going on? Aaron here. So, some economic news. Today, the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, addressed the Economic Club of Chicago, providing insights into the current economic landscape and the Fed's policy stance. And the market reacted, which I'll get to in just a moment. So, Powell emphasized that the Fed is adopting a cautious approach, opting to, unfortunately, maintain current interest rates, which again the market reacted to, while awaiting greater clarity on recent policy changes, particularly again the new tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. He noted that these tariffs are significantly larger than anticipated and are likely to lead to higher inflation and slower economic growth. So that's not good. Powell highlighted that the U.S. economy has experienced a slowdown in the first quarter with modest consumer spending and a surge in imports ahead of the tariffs, which potentially will weigh on GDP growth. So the market, which I'll get to in a moment, didn't love what Powell was saying. So despite these challenges, Powell stated that the labor market remains strong, which is good, with solid hiring and wage growth outpacing inflation. However, he acknowledged that the dual mandate of achieving maximum employment, and this is the mandate of the Fed, and stable prices could be tested if inflation rises while growth slows down. Regarding market volatility, Powell downplayed the likelihood of Federal Reserve intervention. So a lot of people did not like that, right? Asserting that markets are functioning orderly, which is kind of nuts, and processing the current uncertainties appropriately. So I'll get to the market and its reaction in just a moment, but yeah. So Powell said that there is heightened uncertainty, which we can all agree with the Federal Reserve choosing to remain patient and data dependent in its policy decisions. So what does this all look like? Well, here's the S&P. Let me just take it to the hourly chart right here. And yeah, we saw a pretty sharp decline once he started talking. The market tanked about 2.2%, or it is right now. Taking a look at gold, it is higher because, again, market uncertainty. The Fed or Powell is basically saying, hey, we're probably not going to lower rates as quickly as people would prefer. The NASDAQ is down 3%. The volatility index was up 8%. Now it's come down a little bit, so people are hopefully calming down. Bitcoin is actually up 1% for the day, which is pretty cool. So the reason for the sell-off, in my opinion, is that Powell said there most likely will not be Federal Reserve intervention. So that means that he isn't going to do an emergency rate cut or pump liquidity in the system or possibly stop quantitative tightening completely and then transition to quantitative easing. He says that the markets, again, are functioning orderly and are processing the current uncertainties appropriately. Some would disagree, but this is what Powell just said, and this is why the markets responded. So the crypto market is only down 1.4%, which is not bad with something like that coming from Powell. The one and only fart coin up 14% today, which is a healthy sign that the market is doing great. And other meme coins, including Solana not being a meme coin, Pepe up 3%. So just a lot of up and down today. And I'm actually surprised at how well the market held up after Jerome Powell said most likely he won't intervene. So that's actually a really good thing. So it's pretty impressive that, again, Bitcoin did not really move that much on the news. You can see here is the beginning of the day, and it's kind of stayed flat, which is not bad. Solana up 5.8%, which is great. Sometimes we don't really know exactly why markets move the way they do, but a lot of these coins that I follow are doing very, very well. At least they're up for the day, which is not bad. XRP at $2.11 right now. And a couple coins that I want to take note of really quick. Axon DAO has been in this range that I've said is a good range, at least in my opinion, to accumulate. I drew this range a while ago, and we are in that range now. And what they're up to is they are releasing their Cure Ring. So this is going to be a wearable ring, kind of like a WAP, I think you pronounce it, the watch, or an Aura ring. And this is going to allow the company to collect information if you allow it. And by doing so, you are going to be getting AXGT tokens. You are going to be getting the token of this ecosystem, which is very, very cool. And if you want to try to win one of these rings, you can do so. I'll include the link to this tweet below. You can complete a transaction equal to or exceeding $50 worth of AXGT, copy your transaction hash, submit it to the form, and then they are announcing a winner on the 25th of the month. So taking a look again at Solana, we have come up a little bit from the last time I charted this. We are down 43% from the all-time high, which isn't fun, but we have gone up today, which is always a good sign. And if you are a trader and you want to grab some bonuses on BTCC, you can do so using my link below. Again, XRP always kind of touches this $2 mark. And then so far, we see a nice bounce, which is nice. We did see a good drop, which would have been a great buying opportunity. Nonetheless, XRP is one that I just love putting in limit orders because I think it's just going to do very, very well. In a future video, I'll talk more about exactly what I am buying and what I'm looking at. Right now, I'm primarily just focused on Bitcoin because there is just a lot of uncertainty. When we are seeing gold rally really, really, really hard, that means that the market is just uncertain, right? Gold is up a ton for the year. It's pretty remarkable what gold has done. Peter Schiff is finally getting his day in the sun, or whatever that phrase is. Light, day in the light, right? Gold is up 27, 28, whatever percent for the year, which is remarkable. So, you know, we're still seeing a lot of fear in the marketplace and uncertainty, especially with what Powell said today. The Fed may not step in. He thinks the markets are doing fine. Some people disagree. Some are like, yo, the markets are not doing fine. It seems like he is taking a hands-off approach just to wait and see what happens because he may not know exactly the ramifications of what Trump's tariffs are going to do to the US economy and also the world economy. So he's just kind of taking a step back and waiting, it seems like. So as he's waiting, the market is trying to figure out, okay, well, like, what's going to happen next? There's a lot of uncertainty still. So until there is less uncertainty, I am just going to be taking a step back as well, be mostly in Bitcoin. I am picking up some altcoins when there are massive, massive days of fear, like we have seen in the past when there's a day that altcoins go down 15, 20%, when everyone's panicked. I assume more of those days will happen in the future. So those are days that I know what coins I want to buy at what levels, and I pick those up. I'll make a video about that in a future video. But for now, that's what I'm up to, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.